production of food from plants. In our country like India, we are mostly dependent on agriculture for our food. Most of our food products are obtained from plants. The plants, which are grown in large number to get useful food products, are known as crops. The process of growing crops is called agriculture. But agriculture deals with a wide variety of crops, and different crops have different necessary conditions, time of year and time of growth. So, agriculture is a challenge and requires much knowledge and skill. Types of crops. Some crops like jawar, red gram takes a minimum of 180 days or more for harvesting. Such crops are called long-term crops. Some crops like green gram, black gram takes 100 days for harvesting, and such crops are called short-term crops. As water is essential for growing of crops, in rainy season, ponds, wells, rivers are full with water. Hence, farmers grow varieties of crops in this season. The crops that are grown only in winter season are generally called Rabi crops. Crop production is based on flowering of plant. After conducting so many experiments, scientists invented those main reasons for flowering of plant. Growing paddy and agricultural practices. Rice is the most essential and staple food crop of many, hence is called the global grain. It is grown as Kharif and Rabi crop. Although a crop of the warm tropical wetlands, it also grows in the cooler temperature regions of China, Japan and Australia. The paddy growing fields is divided into so many plots. To better yield, farmers take care about a lot of things like soil, humidity, rainfall and temperature, and cultivate crops accordingly. In general, agricultural works are started before the monsoon reaches. Rice growing is a seasonal task and associated with many festivals. The sowing and transplanting is associated with Akshaya Tritiya and harvesting associated with Pongal and Onam. Indian cultures are often described in stories and songs. Agriculture tasks are carried out to the tune and rhythm of certain songs. Sowing to storing. The cultivation of paddy involves a series of activities. The practices are followed as follows: preparing the soil, sowing the seeds, applying manure, irrigation, weeding, crop harvesting, storage. These practices are carried out either using manpower or through special tools. The above practices are common for Kharif rabi, and third crop also. These practices are not only for paddy growing but also for other crops. Preparing the soil. Supply of air and water to the plants is necessary, and for uniform supply of water, soil should be prepared well. Ploughing and leveling are done for this. Plough is a T-shaped tool used for ploughing, made of iron or wood. It is also used for weeding and has a nail attached which penetrates into the soil and makes it aerated. As there will be many ups and downs after ploughing, a leveler is used to level the soil. Leveling helps in uniform distribution of water and minerals. Sowing the seeds. Production of crop is mostly dependent on quality of seeds. Selection of seeds is an important step in agriculture. Healthy seed gives healthy crops. Farmers select wrinkle-free, round-shaped and more weighing seeds collected after harvesting. This is called selection. The rest of the crop is sown. Seeds can be sown using a seed drill, a paddy planter, or by transplantation. Types of seeding. Medication is done to keep seed away from the harmful microorganisms like bacteria, fungus, etc. So, generally, farmers medicate seeds before making them to germinate. The medicated, germinating seeds of paddy are sprinkled on the paddy fields. This is one of the practice in some places of our state. Most of the time, farmers develop seeds bed to grow paddy plantlets. These grown plantlets are uprooted and planted throughout the field. Applying manure and pesticides. Rice is attractive food for moth caterpillars, paddy beetles and their larvae, paddy grasshoppers and aphids. Some eat leaves, others burrow through the root and stem or suck the juice from the tender rice again. To control these and many other pests, pesticides must be dusted or sprayed on the crop. Crops can also be affected by various diseases. Hence, pesticides are useful to protect the crop from diseases. Manure adds the necessary nutrients to the plant and increases the yield. Artificial manure or chemical fertilizers can also be added. Pest controlling practices. Every plant has characteristic insects and other living things depending on it. Some of these associations might be useful or harmful for the plants. For example, these help in pollination. Wasps and ladybugs eat more harmful insects. The large number of these pests cause immense harm. In farms and plantations, the large numbers of the same kind of plants are grown in one place, making it easy for pests to spread from one place to the other, multiply further into large numbers and thus destroy the crop. Insects are the most common agricultural pest. They multiply rapidly when food is plenty. At other times, they stay dormant or their numbers small. For example, the desert locust occurs in India in regular cycles. The Deccan wingless grasshopper is seen only in the Kharif season. Some insects like aphids and the white fly, besides sucking plants sap, also carry viral infections. Other crops pests might be carried by mammals like rats, bats, monkeys, rabbits and squirrels, etc. And even around worms, crabs, millipedes, snails and slugs. A wide variety of agricultural and garden pesticides are available. A few derived from plants like neem, tobacco and chrysanthemum are less dangerous to other living things. Others are inorganic pesticides like compounds of arsenic, zinc, sulfuric, phosphorus and fluorine. A wide variety of organic synthetic pesticides are commonly used. DDT, BHC, chlordane, endrin, aldrin, endosulfan and dazinon pesticides are usually dusted or sprayed on crops, while some types are put in the soil. Manure. If a farmer grows same type of crop in the same field every year, the nutrients of the soil decrease and becomes infertile. In order to overcome this problem, farmers add manure to the soil. Manure is needed for healthy growth of the plants. Manure contains nitrogen, phosphorus, potash, etc. Farmers add manure to the soil. Natural manure. This is also called biofertilizers. These fertilizers are formed by decomposing plant and animal waste. In rural areas, farmers keep these plants and animal waste outside the village in open space. Some bacteria like azotobacteria, nitrobacteria decompose and it becomes the manure which contain nutrients. Whenever the manure is added to the soil, there it provides nutrients to the plants. Artificial manure or chemical fertilizers. These are prepared in factories. These are also called chemical fertilizers. These are sold in the market by the names urea, DAP, superphosphate, potash, which are enriched with nitrogen, phosphorus and potash. Irrigation. The process of watering crop plants in the field is known as irrigation. The source of water should be at a higher level. Wells and canals are common sources of water. Farmers irrigate their fields either manually using bullock carts or by using pumps. Three types of irrigation are practiced in our country: pro irrigation, basin irrigation, and drip irrigation. Sprinklers can be used to irrigate the complete field with less wastage. Pro irrigation. In this method of irrigation, the water is allowed to enter the field through canals or furrows made between two rows of crops. Basin irrigation. In this method of irrigation, the field is just filled with water as in the case of paddy. Canals, tanks and wells are the water resources in most of the areas of our state. Farmers dig small canals from tanks to fields to supply water. Preparing of canal bunds and removing of water flow barriers like pistia plants is major job in irrigation. Sometimes field get excess water which the soil is unable to absorb. This condition is called waterlogging. Waterlogging is harmful to most crops as it does not allow the roots to breathe. Therefore, provision should be made for draining the excess amount of water from the fields. Farmers learn more experience as to when and how many times to irrigate a field. Importance of water for plants. The nutrients in the soil should be transported to the plants properly. For this, it should be dissolved in water. When nutrients dissolve, they can easily be transported to the plants with the help of its roots. That's why farmers water their fields after adding manure to it. In the ancient practices of agriculture, farmers used to cultivate lands by using mota, yatam, chain pump, etc. The water available in wells, lakes and canals is lifted up by different methods in different regions for taking it to the fields. Cattle or human labor is used in these methods. So, these methods are cheaper but less efficient. Nowadays, pumps are commonly used for lifting water. Diesel, biogas, electricity are used to run these pumps. Modern methods of irrigation. During irrigation, large amounts of water is absorbed by the canal soil before reaching the plant. A modern device of watering plant is called sprinkler. It is used for conserving water in agriculture in the area where water is scarcely available. These sprinklers are handy to use. It provides uniform watering all over the field. It works on the principle of force of water. It is beneficial in the way that every drop of water reaches to every plant in a field. It is mainly beneficial in sandy soil. Government encourages sprinklers, drip irrigation system by giving huge subsidy. Drip irrigation. This method is employed when the availability of water is poor. As the water reaches the plants drop by drop, this is called drip irrigation. A long tube followed by small tubes attached to a motor. Holes are made in the tubes so that water comes out from the holes. The holes are arranged in such a way that it provides water exactly at that place where plant roots could receive water. Weeding. If you observe a groundnut crop, you will find that some other plants growing there side by side. These are undesirable plants called weeds. They should be removed immediately. Weeds compete with the primary crop for nutrients, water and light. Because of these plants, the primary plants may not grow properly, hence should be removed. Besides competition, they also work as carriers of diseases. They also host for different pests. Most of the weeding is done while ploughing by manually or weed harrow. Spraying weedicides also kills weeds but does not affect the crops. Harvesting. Collecting grains from the crops by cutting the mature plants is called harvesting. During harvesting, crops are either pulled out or cut close to the ground. After cutting, they are dried in the sunlight. After the moisture has evaporated, farmers collect the seeds. Harvesting is done either manually or by using machines. The crop first undergoes threshing, winnowing and harvesting. Harvesting can be done manually or a modern combined harvester. Threshing. The dry plant stalks are beaten on a hard surface to remove the grain. Threshing is also done with the help of bullocks, which trample the grain. Winnowing. In winnowing, the grains are poured out of a basket or tray held higher. The wind blows the chaff and dust and lighter seeds aside, while the heavy grains collect below. Storage. Like we store grains in our home, farmers need huge capacity storage rooms to store their crops. Firstly, the grains are kept in jute bags and preserved. Large storage godowns are used to store dry grains and chemicals are sprayed to avoid attacks of pests. But what about vegetables or fruits? Cold storage is used to store such crops that are usually damaged and decolored within a short time. As temperature is very low here, the vegetables and fruits can be kept for a long time in the cold storage units.
మా వీడియో గనుక మీకు నచ్చినట్లయితే లైక్ చేయండి, షేర్ చేయండి. ఇలాంటి మరిన్ని వీడియోస్ కోసం మా ఛానల్ని సబ్స్క్రైబ్ చేసుకోవడం మాత్రం మర్చిపోకండి. థ్యాంక్ యూ ఫర్ వాచింగ్.